There's a reason why we haven't seen the glossy CBS Morning profile of you or the Today Show giving you a double segment to highlight your story of perseverance, or 60 Minutes. I mean, I could go down the list. As you point out, there's only a handful of people who have escaped North Korea. And your story as a minority woman and all you've been through would normally be very appealing to those groups I just mentioned, those outlets. What do you believe the reason is that you have not been more highlighted on those news outlets?
So this is a long story. I came to America and I met somebody in a conference. And then he asked me one day, oh, so what do you think about like Second Amendment? And I was thinking, that's an amazing thing. Like if you can self-defend. Imagine if North Korean people had guns in their hands, right? The dictator can never take them. If your family mother gets killed, if your mother gets raped and your child gets executed, they're going to die anyway. They're going to shoot these officials and fight back like hell. If Hong Kongers had the guns, the Chinese could never have, these people could never have taken them like that. It's a very important thing for the humans to defend themselves for the corrupt government. And he was saying, I agree with you, but can you never talk about that? And then with the Penguin Random House, there's many, as you know, there's many imprints, right? There's great imprints within them and some very unbelievable imprints. And they gave me a media training. And the training is not about me, how I can talk about my story or how can I make sure that people know that what Chinese Communist Party does, that there are millions of people oppressed and how we can end the slavery. Slavery never ended. It's continuing and it's happening right now. It's worse than like ever before. More people are enslaved than in human history before. Not about that. It was about what not to talk about. So I had this list of pages that I can never express my thoughts on. And back then I was still like thinking, okay, maybe these people know better than me. Writing my second book, my agent was asking me, Yeonmi, let's write the next book. Let's talk about how hard it is to be a woman in the modern world. And I was like, what do you mean I have a great life? And they said, okay, if you don't like the topic, let's write this book about how horrible America treats the black men in their prison system and how a lot of black men are imprisoned and their conditions are like North Korean concentration camps. You can be the mirror to reflect to American society that how horrible America is to the minority groups. And I was like, it's simply not true. Like I would compare being in American prison and North Korea free society. I mean, North Korean society, I can choose American prison anytime, any day, right? There's no comparison between these two systems. And then when I was not pretending really, I was closeted, closet labor. I was invited to event, it's in my book, by Jeff Bezos to something called a campfire. He brings Tom Cruise, all these celebrities and writers and come share their stories. And in this story, I shared my story. Everybody was in tears and they say, what can we do? And I told them, these billionaires, the movers and shakers of this world, can you talk to China when you have business relations with China? Can you talk to them so they do not enslave these women? And they said, I can't. And first of all, I really support what you do, but do not ever talk about that. I know you or we know each other, that I heard you. So whenever I go, and there was a time the Hollywood, somebody was trying to make a movie about my story. And I got a movie script. And it said, when I arrived in China, China was the promised land. They protected me, they gave me freedom, and they gave me dignity. And I called this producer, I was like, this is not even remotely close to truth. Like, how can you do that? And he said, this is the only way I can make a movie in Hollywood right now. And this is America. We are not colonized by China. And I said, I don't need a movie to be made about my story. And I canceled that movie deal. And because I talk about China, they come after me. And they do not want to talk about my story because I represent whatever they want to fight for. That is injustice, the oppression of women and minority and slavery. But even though I have all of that, but still because I condemn China and they want to make money from this corrupt regime, they do not want to do anything to do with my activism.
Oh my God, this is horrifying. But we've heard similar stories, not those same as yours, before, that this is why LeBron James won't criticize China. This is why you've had Enes Kanter basically kicked out of the NBA. This is why John Cena came out and apologized for the comments he made. Like, we've seen time and time again how these people of note, celebrities or athletes, won't criticize China because they're afraid of losing the Chinese money. It's outrageous.
Yeah, even politicians, even that's the thing. Like, they have no problem hanging up the signs like Black Lives Matter. They have no problem condemning the slavery that happened by the white people, according to them. They do not
hundreds of years ago.
The slavery that's happening by CCP. The hypocrisy.
Right now. Yeah, that's exactly right. It must be infuriating to you. And it's obviously one of the things playing against you. You're not saying the right things. You're pro-Second Amendment. You're not woke. You're calling out fake victimhood, and you have the standing to do it because of the life struggles you've had. And you're openly critical of China. And this is the reason. That's the reason why we probably won't see a movie on the big screen of your life, although I have some ideas, so we'll talk later. Like many people, I am eating healthier these days, trying to. And that's why I love good olive oil. And by good, I mean fresh. Olive oil packs the most flavor and the healthiest nutrients when it's fresh from the farm. And that's the problem with supermarket olive oils. They're not fresh. They can sit on the shelf for months, growing stale and stale and still staler. This is why I like my olive oil direct from small award-winning farms, thanks to a guy named TJ Robinson. This really is a deal changer. Also known as the olive oil hunter. When I tasted TJ's farm fresh oils, I fell in love with their vibrant, grassy flavors. They're delicious on salads, veggies, pasta, fish, meat, you name it. As an introduction to his fresh pressed olive oil club, TJ's willing to send you a full-size bottle worth $39 of one of the world's finest artisanal olive oils for just $1 to help him cover shipping. Best of all, there's never a commitment to buy anything, and you can cancel your membership at any time. Get your free $39 bottle for just $1 in shipping and taste the difference freshness makes. Go to harvestfreshnow.com. Harvestfreshnow.com for a free bottle and pay just $1 in shipping. Harvestfreshnow.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.